On the sanctions that were unveiled today, what makes these sanctions any more effective than the hundreds announced before?
Yeah. So a couple of things that I just mentioned. So first of all, these sanctions are cumulative, so we have to look at it in that way. These are 500 new targeted sanctions that are now being sanctioned. The targets are being sanctioned for the first time, so that's important to note. These targets are within Russia's defense industrial base, its financial system, and it will continue to impose costs on Russia to make it harder to carry out its brutal war and vicious war in Ukraine. We will continue to make sure that we hold Putin's aggression accountable and raise the cost on his, on not just him, but also his enablers. But we also, as I've stated, we need Congress to act. They need to do their job. They need to provide the assistance that Ukrainians need to continue to fight Putin's brutal war. That's what they need to do. They need to be able to make sure that we provide Ukrainians with the assistance to defend themselves. And so we are continuing to urge the Speaker. Again, if the Speaker were to put this on the floor, we would see a bipartisan support for the national security bill.
I guess asked another way, there are about 4,000 sanctions now in the last 2 years. It hasn't stopped the war. So to what extent or how should the success of these sanctions even be measured if that hasn't happened?
No, I totally get the question. Look, we believe they've been effective, right? That's what we believe. The goal of sanction and export control is to increase the cost of Mr. Putin and his enablers. And it's clear that our sanctions and imports controls are having an impact. And so, and it's not just them, it's obviously Russia had been forced because of, we're raising the stakes on Russia and and his enablers. We see Russia being forced, right, to turn to countries like Iran and North Korea to get the arms and ammunition it needs to carry out this war. I want to just lay out an example from Bloomberg. Bloomberg reported last month that Russia's government has tapped almost half of the national wealth funds available reserves as it pours money into its defense budget at the expense of Russia's other needs. When you think about Putin's own oil czar, he's linked the fact that Russia has been forced to sell its oil at heavily discounted prices to our coalition's increased enforcement of oil price cap in recent months. So we have seen the impact. We believe, again, this is cumulative. What we were able to sanction, again, 500 additional targets, and we believe that it has had an impact on
On the